Hi there, it's June from Paintspotsandpaper. I'm just sitting here this morning adding a bit of interest to some of the pages in this journal. It is very nearly finished at last, and well, it would have been finished a lot earlier, but I was held up for 3 months this year with illness, so unfortunately everything came to a halt until the end of March, more or less. However, I have been working on this a lot in April, and as I've said, it is very nearly finished. I just want to add a bit of interest to the blank pages because I don't like them completely bare, and also I'm going to put the tie up on it, binding, the closure on it. You ought to get there in the end. I thought I'd have a more relaxing day today. I did have a wonderful day yesterday. I went to London and with my daughter and her friend, who really, I suppose, they took me up there. We went by train, and we went up for the coronation, and we were in Green Park, and we had a wonderful time. We did take some sneaky Prosecco and lots of food, sausage rolls, wraps, quiche, cakes, and also some lovely, well, it's Marks and Spencer's scones, and a tub of their cream, ordinary cream, and also a tub of their Prosecco cream. And what else did we take? Oh yeah, and of course a pot of their strawberry jam. We took all the plates and bits and pieces to go with it, and yeah, we had a really lovely day. It rained, yeah, it rained. We were very lucky, we were right in front of a screen, and we had seats and everything, so that was okay. And we took our umbrellas and hooded coats, and one of the ladies who was very, very smartly dressed in a army, I think it was an army uniform, a skirt and jacket and hat and everything, and she looked stunning. I mean, she was very slim and very pretty, but she looked stunning, and she very kindly came over and gave us a couple of the clear plastic poncho things that they hand out, and they really did save us a lot, especially our laps, you know, our skirts and jeans, etc. Stayed lovely and dry. I've never had one of those before, and I'll tell you what, I think I'll get one every time I go to something like that, because they are wonderful. They cover absolutely all of you, but they're transparent, so you don't feel completely covered up and anonymous, if you like. There were lots of lovely people there, and the rain didn't stop anybody having a good time. We saw the procession on a big screen, although we were just over from, well, we could see Buckingham Palace through the trees from where we were sitting, and the Mall was to our left. So that was really, really good fun, and so we could hear everything, even though it was on the screens, and yeah, we had a great time. Well, as you probably saw on TV, it all ran really smoothly, and yeah, so, but it was, I mean, we were back pretty early on the train. We were very lucky. We caught each train that we needed, well, just in time each time, but yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. There were people handing out flags and little bits of memorabilia and things like that, so got a few bits to go in my journal. My daughter's got some to go in her journal. I made her really nice Alice in Wonderland journal a couple of years ago now for her birthday, and she uses it for her meditation, and she also uses it for special occasions and puts in them little bits and pieces that she's picked up and writes little bits and pieces about the occasion. So that was wonderful. But today is yeah, a relaxing day crafting. I'm hoping to get this beautiful lady finished. I'm going to put some, am I going to put some corners on these? I think on that one. I find these these little corner stamps really, I don't know, they just add something to the page without taking away the space for journaling, and they just make it look, I think, even more vintage. Now, these stamps were a set of stamps I bought from Tina on Shabby Dabby Doodah. I will link it below because her stamps are really, really pretty. She doesn't have a great deal at the moment. She's just building her own online shop. She does have an Etsy shop for her digitals, but she's in, I think, about the recent year or so, I might have got that wrong, might be a little bit longer. She has started up her own website, and I think it is www.shabbydabbydoodle.com, but I'm not certain. But if I can, I will list it below, because she has some really, really pretty things. Pieces for your journals, and also some stamps and bits and bobs. And her prices are good. And she sent mine, as I think I said in a previous video, I ordered some stamps, a couple of sets of stamps, and they came wrapped in beautiful navy blue lace, really wide lace. The whole parcel came wrapped in that, and in with it also were another 2 or 3 little packages of lace, and I was absolutely over the moon. I had a really bad day that day, and when I got back and opened up my parcel, it just lifted me. It was lovely. So thank you again, Tina. I have already thanked you, but thank you again. And I will certainly list your shop below, and I encourage anybody to go and have a look at her bits and pieces, because they are lovely, and the customer service is brilliant. And I understand her sister Natalie is now helping her run the shop, and I'm sure she's going to do a really good job of it. But yeah, give it a look, because it is well worth it, and she will be getting more and more stuff in it. So she's only just started with her own website, I think. And she does some lovely videos, so she's on Shabby Dabby Doodah on YouTube. So as I said, I'm having a relaxing day today. I'm doing this, and I think I'm near enough to the finish of it to say that it will be finished today. And I'll be so pleased to see it finished. I've thoroughly enjoyed doing it, but I can't wait to get on to something else. And I'm thinking of doing a bit of a mixture of well, I do a mixture anyway, because I do put in a little bit of gardening, and also I'm a potter, so you'll have to excuse my fingernails. I have to chop them right off, because otherwise they catch the clay and you end up with gouges in your clay and marks and things, so I have to keep them short. But yeah, I will be doing the odd videos. I've done a little video showing what I've made, and I will give you another glimpse into the kiln. I've got a few bits that have started going in there of little dishes that I've handmade, and they're gradually building up in the kiln, waiting to be bisque fired, because you know it costs quite a lot to fire an electric kiln these days. So you know, it takes a while to get a kiln load, especially as I do this sort of thing as well. And I also do gardening, a bit of gardening, and now and then I do a little gardening video, which I intend to do soon, to show you what I'm doing so far in my garden, because I'm finding it interesting. Maybe you will. I did do a little short video some time ago, showing what it was like, the beds that I wanted to change and put things in and move things from. So I've done quite a lot of that. I say I, and my partner of course helps me as well, he's brilliant. But I do all the planting and deciding what's going where. And let's get these in. So, most of my pockets do have at least two journal cards in. This one has only got the one, but I think that's quite enough for that one. I will show a full flip through in another video. As I say, I think all I've got to do now is put the lace closure on it. I decided on a lace closure, and this lace is almost see-through, so it doesn't hide too much, and of course when it's open you can see it, and it just goes lovely. It's not too heavy, as I say, goes beautifully with it, and I think it's better than sari silk or ribbon for this particular journal, because it is so lacy and ruffly. There's lots of ruffles in it, and I really have had a ball making this. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Of course the difficult thing was when to stop. Just move my tea out the way before I end up knocking it flying. That's one of my favourites. Yeah, I have so enjoyed doing this. I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed it, and I am loving the outcome. I really am. And of course when I've done the flip through, it will be available to buy in my Etsy shop. It won't be under the Paints, Pots and Paper Etsy shop that I do all my videos on. It will be under, because my Paints, Pots and Paper shop on Etsy is pottery, mainly pottery. And this comes under a separate shop, which is Jots, Journals, Creations, and all my journal things and other little bits, curiosities, ephemera, bits and pieces like that, which I hope to build up more. All goes under Jots, Journals, Creations, but I will list it below, and that is the Etsy shop that you will find this one in. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on with Fabri-Tac. I think I'll stand up to do this so I can get it in the right place where I want it. I think it'll be quite secure with Fabri-Tac. I'm going to put plenty on. That's it, so I want it round about here. Wait for this to come down. Oh, I hope you're all having a really good bank holiday weekend and coronation weekend. Whether you're royalist or otherwise, there's no denying it. It was a lovely, a gorgeous procession, a lovely occasion. As I say, whatever your views are on it, historically, it's there. History is history. There's bits I don't agree with it. I'm not going to voice them on here, you know, it's my opinion. But there is a lot of it that I do agree with. But say if you don't, just the actual opulence in the procession was absolutely gorgeous, and it is part of what makes Britain Britain, I think. We've got to be proud of our heritage, and there have been things in the past in history with kings and queens that, if you read back in the history books from years ago, there's always been somebody who hasn't been popular. Things that have happened that haven't been popular. But as I say, they're history. They're part of our heritage. We can't change that. You can't change history. You can't change the past. So, you know, I think it was just wonderful to enjoy. It was a lovely occasion. Even just people being happy and getting together. Right, so what I'm going to do... Sorry, I'm nattering away. This I cut from some of this, which is like a trim, which is really, really pretty. I can't resist it. And I thought, because it's got roses, and this is predominantly roses on the cover, I thought I'd put that on there. Not only does it look pretty, but it also covers up the where I fabric-tacked that on. So I thought that would be a lovely little addition to it. And I'm going to give it a little bit of fabric-tack underneath the sides of it as well, because I don't want them catching up when it's being used. I don't think they'd rip off, but because this fabric-tack is really strong, isn't it? But I don't want them particularly catching up, you see what I mean? Let's get that straight. So I'm making sure they're fixed down a bit, and it'll also fix the little side bits of the ribbon of the lace as well. But I think these finishing touches really are the best bit, aren't they? I love doing the rest, and it's nice deciding what you're putting in and how you're doing it, and but these little finishing touches are just literally the icing on the cake, aren't they? I mean, let's face it. So that is, I think that is that finished. I'm going to let that dry. Put that to one side and let it dry. I think I can lay it down without it sticking to the desk. Hopefully. Yeah. She is quite a full journal, but I love them like this. Absolutely full of frou-frou. I've been wanting to do one really, really, I don't know what you call it, fluffy or fussy, or just, it is so girly. And if you look, in fact, I'm just going to have a quick sip of my tea whilst that's drying. And luckily the fabric-tack doesn't take long, does it? And, oh, excuse me. And I'll give you a very quick flip through. Of course, this will, I'm still on camera, difficult to tell sometimes. This will tie up in a bow. I've made sure there's enough there to do a bow without having to struggle with it. And of course, saying that, I'll probably now struggle. That's me all thumbs. And my thumbs get a little bit rough. They catch on things because the clay dries them out no matter how much hand cream. I always put hand cream on at night, I have to. And every morning and then during the day after I've been doing pottery. But that's it, and she's tied up, she's secured. And yeah, I hope you like her. And the majority of the paper is very good quality. It's graphic 45. They do such beautiful papers, you can't help but make things from them. So what I'll do now, I think, yeah, that's dry enough. I'll give you another quick look of the cover. Hope you can see that properly. And there's the back. And of course, the spine that you've just seen. This is a nice little bit of ditzy material that I put on there. So I'll undo it and show you. very briefly, the rest of it I will do a full flip through explaining everything in it later. But yeah, I've added it. It's very romantic. It's very flowers and pearls and lace and broderie anglais, things like that. And I mean, I'm absolutely in love with it. Very, very vintage. So we go inside, and I'm not going to go through everything, but this is a little booklet inside with tags, pretty tags in it. And that's in the front. Of course, you can change things around how you want them, but this is how it is. It's all these lovely vintage ladies. Another vintage lady there. She was made from an old, I think it was an old Harrods catalogue, like a hardback catalogue of the fashions that used to be sold in Harrods years ago. And of course I've done a lovely journal card to go in there. And I've accented quite a few things with the Art Deco looking washi. There's another lady on the back. And that was so pretty, I thought, well, I can't put it in as a pocket and hide the back, so I thought it can be a floating pocket. So that can go anywhere you like. Now, it's just a blank page, and now you could put another floating pocket on it. You could put your own pocket on it. Do what you like with it. You could even cover it slightly and write in it. I've done plenty of writing space because that's the idea of a journal, isn't it? Writing space. And as I say, all my pages are accented and decorated in some way. And this one's got a really pretty lace ruffle down it. And there's a belly band with a lovely elegant lady on it, and another journal card in there with some more fashionable ladies. This is another page where you can do what you like with it, but it's accented with a little ruffle up the top, like stitched on the machine. Yet another pocket with this is a pull out. I won't open it out now, but it's a writing pull out, but it's all, I'll just show you the actual back and front of it. And that opens right out, and all inside is writing space, and I believe it's decorated inside as well slightly, but not to take away the space. There's more writing space there, it'd be easy to write on this. And there, and some more deco looking washi tape, more writing space. This opens out, there's a little flip out in there, which of course is decorated, and that's the front of it. And turn over, there's the page I showed you recently. As I say, everything is decorated. Nothing is too plain, but it's still plain enough to write on. And that was the main idea. There's more cream coloured broderie anglais there. Lots more writing space. It's that nice crinkly paper, I love that. I love making it, I've just made another batch of that. More writing space with a lovely elegant lady. Writing space. This is a bit of Edith Holden, which I thought was just, I thought it would be pretty to pop in there, a bit of Edith Holden. It always looks nice and it's so vintage. And you can still write there, and you can cover it up if you want to. There's a beautiful place to write journaling on. So this has got 2 tags in it, and they've been stitched round on the machine. More decorated writing space here and here, with little labels to enhance it a bit. Another space. This has got 2 little tags in it, and there's room up here to write. There's a couple of little tags, well, big tags in there, and quite a nice little vintage scene there. More writing space. I don't know how the owl got in, but he did. I thought he looked pretty, little cluster there. writing space to do what you want on. More writing space, and it's all embellished with lace and ruffles, more cream broderie anglais. And this is coming up to the centre, and that's a little cluster I put up there, a little top tuck, and there's another little pocket there with some ladies in it on a little tag. More Edith Holden, it's just so pretty, and I didn't cover this up too much with that, yes, but you can still see most of it, and just put a little pocket there and a little tag in it with a vintage couple on it, and the same that side, little pocket and a tag. Writing space, this isn't a tuck spot, it's just a little cluster that I made. This is another floating pocket which has got tags in it, all very decorated. And I found these lovely paper clips, and I thought they went beautifully with it. That's just a little decoration, but you can write on it. And more little cluster I made down there. This one opens out, and there's a tag. This again is from the, I think it's the Harrods catalogue. And that tucks under there, more of the Art Deco. A couple of ladies going skiing, probably in the 20s I'd say. Writing space. Another tag and some writing space underneath. More writing space, decorated as usual. With a pocket and a tag, she's beautiful. I love that whole page actually. Writing space, a bit more Edith Holden. More writing space, a couple of really pretty ladies. This is another pull-out pocket or envelope with a. This is a piece of original French fashion magazine. I think it was from. I believe it was from the 50s, and that's an original piece of vintage paper. Another little pocket and a tag. More writing space and lovely dragonflies. Another little flip out envelope with a, that's got a fold out in it, once again decorated. More space for what you want to do. These are tags in here. I will show them all properly when I do a slow flip through. Just some more broderie anglais and that. This one, like the other one, opens out and has tags in it, and the Art Deco washi, and writing space. So there's plenty of pockets, plenty of tucks, plenty of flip outs. There's loads of space to work in, but there's also lots of interest. And this is from a vintage booklet, and it's the Art Deco period, and it's I believe it was originally to advertise a cruise, but that's all decorated up and pretty. And so that opens out as a flip out. And then there's a back with another little pocket and some more lace frills and gatherings, and another one down there. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the way it's come out. I hope you like it. And as I say, I will do a full flip through, but this will be in my shop, in my Etsy shop shortly, and that will be in Jots Journals Creations. And in that shop I am planning to put a few vintage bits and pieces like pottery, and obviously that's close to my heart because I am a potter, but I love vintage pottery and old pottery, and also retro, if I can get some, will be going in there. Yeah, there she is in all her glory, and I think she's really, really pretty. And I hope you've all had a good day, and it's been lovely being here again, and thank you so much for joining me. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm probably going off now to pot a few seedlings up in the garden and see what's going on out there. So thank you for joining me, and take care, everybody. Bye bye.